Not me, this.
Okay.
All right. Okay, guys. So you start?
Yeah.
Okay, great. What we're going to do today, even though we're going to do these kind of more simplified pop portraits later, I think it's a good idea and fun to take this opportunity to work on our shading skills. And we are going, so that way also we are going to have multiple uses for this picture that we have printed. So sometimes you're doing a portrait and I would not want you to be tracing, but the focus of our lesson today and maybe tomorrow is to work on our values and learning how to develop a portrait, not so much from the perspective of doing outlines, but instead building from out of the shadows. Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to do, guys, is, and you have one of these too, is you've got an index card. I would like you to make a quick value scale, but first you're going to write your name on here, name. And then I want you can turn it on its side. Using your pencil, I want you to go from darkest dark, lighter, 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 lighter. And I'm even going to refine it a little bit. Because in an interesting drawing, there should be a variety of value. Then, on this other side here, I'm just going to practice some of my lines. Here are kind of like quick lines. Maybe I'll use these lines for eyebrows. Sometimes when we're drawing something like hair, the line will be dark and then light and then dark again because we're showing a highlight. So look at the highlight is here. Some of the lines go through, but some do not. And that gives value. Because we don't want to draw each individual hair, remember? Because that looks crazy. And then also when we're sketching, we're drawing very lightly, right? Okay, great. Are you ready to move on? All right. Now, in this portrait, I'm looking at him. I want to start with less important parts first. Okay, guys? So I'm going to kind of go around what is going to be his hairline. Kind of going around his head. Now, sometimes you won't be able to see, and that's why you want to be able to lift up and kind of check, right? And I'm going to get a second piece of paper. So every once in a while I can check in and see how it's looking, okay? So now I'm going fast. You don't need to go fast, right? So I'm paying attention to the direction of his hair. I'm looking, because his hair kind of goes up. He's got a little, not a big time widow's peak, but a little something there. And then from, once, I don't finish any one area because I kind of work on the whole thing. Now I'm just shading in shadows. I am not drawing lines. This is a very dark part where the eye meets kind of the nose. And by going light and developing it kind of as a whole versus just some areas, then you can adjust as you go. Now, we're going to stop this video. I'm going to switch to time lapse, and Natalie's going to continue to record me doing this. But for now, I'd like you to very gently start developing this portrait just like I showed you. Draw very, very lightly, and I'll check in with you in about 5 minutes. Okay? All right. Yes. Stop.